Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi on Monday instructed all possible means to be provided for the Sudanese people in order to help them to face the challenge of the floods that has hit several areas in the neighboring Sudan. The president instructed a land corridor that was established to convoy to deliver food, staff, medicine, humanitarian, medical aids to the Sudanese people. To shed more light on this, we have the pleasure to have this phono with our dear guest, Ambassador Souad Shalaby, former Assistant Foreign Minister. Good morning.
Good morning.
Your Excellency, Ambassador Shalaby, how do you see President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi's concern with the Sudanese current flood crisis?
Well, this is a very humanitarian reaction because, as you know, the Sudanese floods which have started lately in August. It was a humanitarian disaster because of the torrential rain and the flooding that affected the Darfur area and the Gezira area, and that had led to 22 people dying and 16,000 homes were completely destroyed. That is why President al-Sisi have rushed to a humanitarian corridor of 8 planes. 2 of them have arrived already. They have all the necessary for those who have lost their homes and those who have been displaced, and they need tents and they need medical aid. And so Egypt have decided to send all these humanitarian aid in order to help those who have been suffering during the past 2 weeks.
Yes, Your Excellency, Ambassador Shalaby, this is not the first time that Egypt provides Sudan, or President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi gives directives to provide Sudan with all the needed supplies and food and medicine and all the aids needed to Sudan. Also, last time the Sudanese people faced the floods, the same act has happened, and President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi gave directives to provide them with all the needs. How do you see this?
Well, this is known for Egypt, and we have been during the times of difficulties that happen in Sudan. Egypt was the first country to offer its humanitarian assistance. And President al-Sisi have ordered these medical and food assistance during this crisis in order to help our brotherly Sudanese and to other also African countries whenever there is a humanitarian crisis like this one, where people are dying and people are displaced. The Egyptian government is rushing to help and to provide humanitarian and food assistance.
Yes, so Your Excellency, Ambassador Shalaby, how can both Egypt and Sudan benefit from each other, as they are brotherly countries with similar interests?
Well, of course, the Sudanese government have been happy to receive all this. The donations from Egypt, and this assistance has been given during several crises that Sudan have gone through, and this strengthens the bilateral relations between both Sudan and Egypt, and it is historical relations actually, because is not only the humanitarian assistance, but also the cooperation between the two countries in the field of trade and investments and a lot more that we are not we share borders and we share security arrangements, um, strategic plans for the African countries, and also it's an Arab country, also Arab and Muslim and African country. So Sudan is a very special country in relation to Egypt.
Yes, Your Excellency Ambassador Shalaby, what are the Egyptian efforts or the role that Egypt plays in the reconstruction and the development in Sudan?
Egypt is also providing assistance in order they have already offered assistance in reconstructing those areas which were destructed by the torrential rains and the floods. But of course, it needs a lot of investment for reconstruction. But Egypt is ready to send the contractor in order and so it's not only dispatching medical and food aid, it's also ready to send the construction material to be able to help Sudan and the Sudanese government to rebuild those houses and those and shelter those people who were dispersed during the torrential rain and the floods.
Yes, Your Excellency Ambassador Shalaby, the volume of cultural, commercial and political exchange between Egypt and Sudan is large. So what are the bilateral efforts to maintain and also to increase this exchange?
Well, this emergency relief is not only for now, but it will continue, of course, because of the strong relations between Egypt and Sudan. Usually, it's the Sudanese government is very pleased with this assistance, and they usually contact the Egyptian government whenever there is a need for such relief emergency. Of course, the normal relations, the bilateral relations are very strong. We have been sending and receiving from Sudan many exports and imports. Our trade is very strong between our trade relations. And of course, you know that there have been maybe millions of Sudanese who are living in Egypt as normal citizens, and even President Sisi have give them asylum to stay without bureaucratic procedures. So we treat all the Sudanese brothers and sisters equally, and we are welcoming them in Egypt as friends, and we give them the opportunity of education in our universities, and they have their own also Sudanese schools here in Egypt. So there is a lot of cultural, educational, economic and trade relations between Egypt and Sudan that, of course, besides the strategic and the information exchange and the investment.
Yes, I thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your valuable information, Ambassador Souad Shalaby, former Assistant Foreign Minister. Thank you very much for joining us over the phone. Well, with this,
Thank
my
you.
dear viewers, we come to the end of this episode of our program, The Breakfast Show. I was in the company of my colleague, Mahissi Rabia. My name is Amal Mukhtar. Thank you for watching.